Ready? Stand by.
Hey guys, welcome to Hiracheta Shooting Sports. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Justin Hiracheta. I started this YouTube channel. I'm a competition. Hey guys, welcome to Hiracheta Shooting Sports. Most of you know me by now. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Justin Hiracheta, and I am a competition shooter. I started this YouTube channel, I've said it before in my previous videos, because I wanted to get people interested in shooting sports, competition shooting sports, and I realized that we've been doing a lot of product videos and we're really not talking much about the aspect of competition shooting. So So I wanted to make this quick video just to kind of get into that a little bit. So starting off, if you're interested in competition shooting sports, what do you need to do? Being interested is the first step. If you've decided that it's something you want to do or something you want to learn more about, then that's already the first step you've taken. So after that, you're going to want to find a range. You need to make sure that it's not just a local gun club. There are several gun clubs in my area, but they only offer just going out and shooting guns at paper targets or maybe even trap shooting. You need to find a range that specifically runs USPSA or 3-gun competition or whatever you're interested in shooting. The reason is because those ranges are set up, number one. USPSA and 3-gun competitions require you to shoot a variety of different targets like steel, paper, and even clay targets. So you need to make sure that there's a range for that. The second reason that you need to find a specific range is because the people that are running those ranges document your score and your time, and they keep track of that and log it and keep up with it for you. And generally what you're going to do is when you find those ranges, they're going to have you sign up on some type of online system. The local range that I shoot, competition shooting sports, has us signing up on a website called Practice Score, and I will put a link to that in the description. But you go on there, it's free. You sign up for an account and you get a profile, and when you go and shoot the matches at your local range, they instantly upload it to that website, to your profile, your score and your time. So before I get into score, don't worry about your shooting experience. If you own guns and you've shot a little bit, great. If you never have, that's fine. You don't have to be a seasoned shooter to shoot competition shooting sports. You can start in shooting sports with no experience whatsoever. So all you got to do is go out there. I highly recommend that when you find a range, find out when they're shooting the particular sport that you want to shoot, whether it be USPSA, IDPA, 3-gun, or all of the above. And then go out on the day that they're actually going to run one of those matches and just watch. Talk to the people that are running it, talk to the shooters and watch and stuff like that. And it'll give you an idea. You can talk to them, you can learn the layout. A lot of these ranges are going to require you, your first time out, to sign like a waiver, so you can get all that out of the way and just spend the day watching. So once you've found a range, coming back to skill and stuff like that, when you start shooting, if you've never shot competition shooting or sports before, when you shoot, you're going to shoot in an unclassified tier, skill level. And the reason is that when you first start shooting, you start documenting your scores and your times, and they start compiling that information. And as you get better and you shoot more, then those scores and stuff will start adding up, and then it will automatically move you into higher classes. When you first start out, they're going to pit your scores against other shooters of your skill level. So So it's not like they're pitting you against professional shooters and their scores. So it's completely fair. And again, like I said, once you start building up your scores, you start getting better. You start getting better scores, better times. Then it will just start moving you up, and that's what the purpose of the website is for, is to keep track of that. So then you need to find equipment. So if you already have guns, if you're, for instance, if you're going to shoot USPSA, then you need a pistol. If you have a pistol, great. You need to be aware of what type of pistol you can use in these competitions. There aren't many restrictions, but you really don't want to go out and shoot like a Ruger LCP or 380 or anything like that. So, you know, if you have a full-size gun, and again, you can go out to these ranges and talk to the people and see what you can run. But let's, for argument's sake, you know, if you have a Glock 34 or something like that, you know, a full-size Glock, you can run that. Most SIGs, firearms, you know, pretty much any full-fledged pistol you can run, 1911s, anything like that. But you need to be careful what you do to those guns, as I mentioned in my previous video, because that will change the division that you're allowed to shoot in. So if you obviously you can't shoot a standard Glock with nothing done to it against some guy that's shooting a decked out Glock. I mean, that would just be unfair to you. So they have divisions that you need to shoot in. And for instance, like the Canic that we're running, if you've seen in my previous video, I mentioned, out of the box, I think it's already restricted to limited. And if I was to put a red dot sight on it, well, then I just moved out of limited, moved up, and went to open class. So you want to be careful that you're not shooting in a class of tricked out, you know, fully modded firearms with your basic Glock or something like that. Usually most firearms, unlike the Canic, you go to the store and you buy a base model, completely just stripped. You can shoot production. So there are divisions for whatever you've got in your closet. If you don't have a firearm, then go out there again, go to these ranges and talk to people. Hey, what's a good firearm pistol for USPSA, or what's a good rifle, AR-15 for 3-gun? What's a good shotgun? You know, so things you want in a pistol, they're pretty open. I mean, like again, you can go to the gun store, buy a pistol or whatever you've got in your closet, and go shoot with. Your rifle generally, you know, needs to be in an AR-15 platform. I'm not sure if there's any caliber restrictions. Like, I mean, most of them are 223, 5.56, but I'm not sure if you can shoot like 300 blackout or 308 or anything like that. So it's up to your range and the rules and stuff like that. Shotgun, you know, if you're going to shoot 3-gun, you know, things you want in a shotgun. I mean, you can probably go out and you can absolutely shoot a pump action shotgun. I'm pretty sure I've seen it. You might have a harder time trying to shoot 3-gun competition with a 2-shot break open skeet shotgun. So you know, some of the things that you want to look for in a competition shotgun is an extended mag tube to be able to load more rounds in, the correct sights, what else? Usually an automatic shotgun. So again, go out and talk to the guys, see what's right for you, your budget, and they can give you some tips and hints. And probably a lot of times, you know, you'll run into somebody out there shooting these ranges or running those matches who probably have something for sale. I know that my first time out to the local range, absolutely somebody had something for sale. So just go out to these ranges and go ask around, do some research, figure out what you're going to do, what you're going to need. But you definitely, if you're going to shoot pistol, USPSA, then you're going to need a pistol. If you're going to shoot 3-gun, multi-gun, you're going to need a pistol, rifle, and a shotgun. And one thing I want to mention is that the local range that I go to, on the days that they run 3-gun, almost all the shooters actually only run pistol and rifle. They actually don't even shoot shotguns. So, you know, you may not need a shotgun right off the bat if you want to shoot 3-gun or 2-gun. After that, you'll need to start figuring out what matches they're running. So to clarify, I refer to 2 types of shooting events: matches and competitions. right or wrong. The reason I do, I'll break that down for you, is most of these ranges run matches. They're consistent, they're frequent. For example, the local range that I shoot at runs every Saturday of every month. They run a different match. So the first Saturday is USPSA. The second Saturday of the month is going to be 3-gun or 2-gun. The third Saturday of the month is going to be IDPA. And then the last Saturday, the fourth Saturday, is going to be falling steel target matches. These matches are, again, ran consistently and frequently throughout the month, every month. Again, so you can go out and shoot and get your score, build your score and all that stuff up, your times, and it gets uploaded. What I refer to as competition are usually bigger events. When I say competition, it's usually an event that you have to register for, you have to pay an entry fee for, and they are usually have prizes for the top shooter, whether it be a trophy, a plaque, a medal, a belt buckle, or something like that. So that's what I refer to as a competition. Matches are almost all the time. Competitions are a little bit more scattered out. So I think my local range has 2 competitions a year. And then of course you have, I'm pretty sure all the states have yearly championships. And then there's even different bigger events. It's not necessarily a championship. Could be, couldn't be. But like the Vortex 3-gun competition, that's like a big deal. It's almost like a championship, and I don't know if it's in every state or just Texas or what. So, every state's got something going on. I think like one state has a Governor's Cup like competition match or competition event. So you just check depending on where you live. There's always something going on. And generally, if you don't live in a big city like me, a lot of those competitions you're going to have to travel to. So it's just how much time, how serious you are, how much time you want to put into it, and also how much money. One thing I want to touch base on is if you are going to get serious in it, be prepared to stock up on lots of ammo. For me, like I have to stock up on 9mm ammo, AR-15 ammo, and shotgun ammo. And when you shoot shotgun, you need to be aware that it's not just one type of load, of shotgun load. Some targets you have to shoot with slugs, and then you'll shoot 2 slugs and then turn around to your right and shoot another 2 targets with either like buckshot or something like that, or double aught buck or something like that. So it's different types of loads, and again, you're going to learn all that, but you just need to be aware. One thing that was first told to me when I went out to a range to watch my first 3-gun competition, one guy's like, man, if you're getting into this, you need to start thinking about reloading, which is something I am going to get into, and I'll have videos as I get into it. A friend of mine's helping me out with a reloader, and we're going to start doing that. So probably won't start reloading shotgun shells though. It's just a whole different beast. I used to do it whenever I was competition trap shooting, and I don't think I want to get back into that again. So, but it's an option. Otherwise, you can go out to the store, buy ammo in bulk. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. So now, and that's it. I mean, that's pretty much all you need to do. Figure out you want to shoot, find out where you're going to shoot, find out what you're going to shoot, find out how you're going to shoot it with what firearms, and then execute that plan. And that's it. One thing I'm going to touch base on is sponsorships. So as you know that I'm a sponsored shooter. This is not required to shoot. There are certain times where it's good to be a sponsored shooter, and I'll explain that here in a second, but it is not required to have sponsorships. The reason I decided to go with sponsorships is because I realized that it's going to be expensive in the beginning, and I'm sure like almost all of you, I'm a middle class working American, so I decided I was going to get some sponsorships to help out offset some of the beginning costs. Once you get into it, the cost kind of goes down a little bit, and you just need to maintain what you're already doing. I did not have all of the firearms that I needed to shoot what I needed, so I needed some help with that, and then also bringing some of those firearms up to speed to be what we call race guns, to be a little better in competition than just a stock gun. So, what a sponsorship is basically asking a company or an organization for, you're basically selling advertisement, ad space. But you need to understand that it's a little bit more than that. And then this is what the companies are looking at when you say, hey, will you sponsor me shooting? Most companies I've learned are not very willing to give you a monetary sponsorship. They're not ready. They don't want to cut you a check for however many dollars that you're asking for. Most sponsored shooters are getting products or coupon codes. So if you're lucky enough, if you don't get money, you can get a product. But you need to be aware that for instance, for argument's sake, if you get a product, that's not it. Okay, so you need to. You're an ambassador for that company, which means you're going to be advertising on your shooter's jersey, your social media platforms, and notice that I use a plural. There's platforms. You're not just going to get on Facebook and do that. Okay, you're going to get Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and whatever else is out there. A lot of these companies may require you to do certain things, sign you a contract or something like that. So be aware of that. Product codes, they may give you discounts as a sponsorship in return for you advertising their company. They may just give you discounts or coupon codes, stuff like that. So don't get discouraged. If you are going to go for sponsorships, don't get discouraged. Anything helps. Even discounts help. I mean, if somebody's willing to give you, or a company's willing to give you 50% off their gunsmithing or something like that, well, if you, easily you just took a $1,000 gun service and made it $500 or, something like that. So it does help. And also, like I said earlier, there are certain times it's good to be a sponsored shooter. A lot of large events, competitions, when they open up registration for them, they have so many slots that fill up quick. A lot of these event coordinators, when they open registration, they only open up, so the first tier of registration is only sponsored shooters. So if they have 300 spots, they open up 150 of those the first day before they open it up to anybody else, solely to sponsored shooters. And the only way that you can register for that is your sponsor signing you up and registering, basically saying, hey, this is our sponsored shooter and we want to register him for that. And maybe they'll pay your entry fee or you'll pay it, but they pretty much have to recognize you and say, yeah, that's a sponsored shooter. And then once those slots reserved for sponsored shooters fill up, then the rest of the public can register for that event. So, which some of these events can register. They open it up at 9 a.m. on Friday, and by midnight it's full. It's done. So, it's good. Sometimes it is good to be a sponsored shooter, but it's not required. There's a lot that goes into being a sponsored shooter. And the pros that you see out there that have got 150 different logos on their shooting jerseys, they've been doing it a while. And those guys are the ones making money off sponsorships. So again, don't be discouraged when a company is like, well, okay, we're not going to cut you a check, but we'll give you 20-30% off the in-store products, your ammunition or your firearm equipment or even your firearm itself. Or they may say, well, we'll give you one of our guns or maybe our ear protection or our shooting glasses or something like that. But we want you to rep our brand, so you're every Monday you're having to put a post on your Facebook or your Instagram about those earphones or something like that. So you need to be prepared to be involved and to be active and to consistently rep your sponsors all the time. So I didn't mean to take too long about sponsors. I didn't mean to make this a longer video. So that's it. I mean, if you have any questions or if I missed anything, feel free to, put it in the comments. Hit us up on our Facebook page at Hiracheta Shooting Sports. I'll answer any of your questions there or any thoughts or discuss anything that you may be curious about. If I got anything wrong in this video, don't kill me in the comments. Again, I'm still learning. As I make these videos, I'm learning and I'm putting that information out there because the whole reason for this YouTube channel and Facebook page is to do this together. You can see how an everyday person who's not a professional is doing this step by step, and the trials and tribulations and the fails and the accomplishments and stuff like that. So with that being said, I do want to take the second to just thank everybody that's subscribed to the YouTube channel, that's watching these videos, that's followed us on Facebook. Thank you guys so much. It really helps me out. And again, like I've said before, and I'll say it again, this would not be as fun for me without you guys coming along. I really appreciate it. I have fun doing this, and I hope that we can make this bigger and I can reach more people and get more people confident or interested in shooting sports. So there's, with that, like I said, I absolutely understand that there's 100 YouTube channels out there about competition shooting. There's 100 professional or mid-level competition shooters that have social media profiles and stuff like that. So, I mean, the fact that you guys are following me is just amazing. And I'm sure you're thinking, well, what makes, Hiracheta's page or YouTube different? Giveaways. So, speaking of giveaways, you see what I did there? We are having a giveaway at the end of this month. We are going to Burnett, Texas for the 2019 Texas 3-gun championship sponsored by Magpul, the 28th, the last weekend of this month. We're going to be down there and we are going to do a giveaway. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Click the little bell icon to get the notifications when we drop videos, and make sure that you're following us on the Facebook page. We also are working on getting our Instagram up and running. So it's all going to get posted on that. It's definitely going to be a cool giveaway. I'm actually excited. That we had fun giving the sticker away for President's Day, but this is going to be a little bit bigger. So quick shout out to our sponsors, Butch's Guns in Vernon, Texas. If you're in the market, like I've talked about, for firearms and firearm accessories, ammunition, reloading supplies, archery, apparel, gun cases, optics, NFA items like silencers and stuff like that, go check them out. www.butchesgunstx.com. Also want to give a shout out to our other sponsor, TXT Custom Gunworks. You can find them online at www.txtcgw. Like I talked about earlier, if you do get a firearm that's base model and you want work done, the TXT Custom Gunworks can get that done for you. They are the leaders in Texas, at least, for stipling, on the grips and stuff like that. And they do a lot of custom work, and they also can help you out with NFA items like suppressors and stuff like that. So go check them out. Thank you to our sponsors, Butch's Guns and TXT Custom Gunworks. We appreciate it. If you, again, leave your questions in the comments, we'll get to them. Hope you guys have a great week, and we will see you on the range.